Right now, I'm sitting in front of Wash U, where I'll be graduating in just 6 weeks. I'm going to be interviewing a close friend of mine named Anthony Gross, who also happens to be an influencer. I'm going to ask some questions about his life, what he wants to do, his goals, his dreams, and learn a bit more about what he wants to do with his life. This is my first time ever doing this shit, so little choppy. Audio isn't great, but hope you enjoy. What is one thing you wish you knew before going to college?
One thing I wish I knew. Man, at the start, there's a couple things. One thing, bro, it don't matter what other people think. Like, it's all a facade. I've learned at every stage of like high school and college, at your freshman, sophomore year, you're like terrified. All you want to do is fit in. You want to please this person. Then as you get older and older, you realize like, actually nobody cares. I don't give a fuck. And you do these great things in your last year or your 2 last years, and you miss out on all this growth and stuff that you could have done your first years. That is one of the most important things I would tell someone coming into college or high school, or now that we're done, like at the next chapter. That's a huge part.
It's just not caring about what other people think.
Yeah, bro. Just like, do you? People, if people give you shit, they give you shit. But half the time, they won't really give you shit. They'll actually respect you. That's another thing. It's like not striving for likability. Do something that's a little bit different that you enjoy, and people just go respecting you.
Yeah. So for you specifically, why do you think that would be helpful, to your 18-year-old self? Why do you think that would help you while at college?
Because I was always someone who, I was lazy ambitious. That's the best way to put it. I had these like huge goals and dreams as a kid. I want to start content. I want to do a business. But to do that, like, you have to put yourself out there. And you have to do things that are people are gonna make fun of you for. I just pushed it off so much, and I started as a freshman and I quit just because of the fear of judgment. It was always in the back.
Absolutely. So looking towards the future, like just looking out at your life, what do you think your number one goal is? What excites you the most? What is your number one aspiration?
Honestly, so I would say I make content right now. Like, what's starting with that is my life has been changed by people who have put themselves out of me, that have kind of given me confidence to do the same and like not be a people pleaser, not be that shy, unconfident young kid, which I was. Instead, just be bold, express who I am. So I want to be that source of inspiration for other people. But I'd say right now, man, like I look at a Mr. Beast, I look at some of these other guys who are shaping industries. It freaking fires me up. Like, it fires me up to try to create something that's unique, different, change lives. I would say that's one of the things. Like, build something that's just unique, different, that shapes an industry.
I love it. So it sounds like creating something is obviously important, but also that it's about inspiring others. And it's not just about yourself. It's not about your ego or growing to a certain number. It's about helping other people overcome insecurities, be more confident, be that best version of themselves. Why do you think that's important?
Because I think it's enslavement if you don't ever respect. Bro, like, I'm still enslaved. Like, I still care what other people think. Like, I still walk around and like I'm unsure. Can I post this or can I say this? And it sucks, bro. And I don't think that's the way that the world should be. And as I slowly get more and more comfortable, I think like leading by example in that sense. We're doing things that may make other people go, oh my god, I can't believe he's doing this. Or there's no like that. Like, it's just human expression. I think that's super important, and it's really motivating. Like, that fires me up, and try to just lead by example.
So when did you realize that like this is what you wanted to do though? Was it kind of gradual over time, or was there just one day where you said, fuck it, like this is what I want to do?
So one of the biggest turning points for me was August. It was August 2023. I just got back from study abroad in London, and I was volunteering at the RNC. So the RNC, all these big names are here. I was volunteering on the floor. So there's a Patrick Bet-David. There's the CEO of Northwestern Mutual. There's the CEO of Rumble. There's Trump Jr. All these huge players. And I'm sitting there in the back looking around at this audience and saying, not a single one of these people would ever be able to be in the position they are right now if they were enslaved by their money, if they cared what other people thought, if this and that. That was just a big wake-up call for me. And a couple months down the road, that's when I started creating content. But I'm just like, you gotta put yourself out there. You gotta be a little bit untraditional and be okay with laughing at yourself and saying, "Oh, I look like an idiot at this point," or getting that stuff from other people. I think that was a huge point that kind of pushed me around.
So it's just about not being afraid of being embarrassed.
That's a big. I think a lot of people struggle with that, and myself still to this day.
What do you think scares you the most about going for a dream like this?
It's, I think to really to lead and shape an industry, you really have to do things that nobody else has ever done, and take a lot of risks. And risk can mean a lot of different things. And I'm not just talking about financial risk or going on. That's a little bit scary because you don't know what types of pushback. And it's always like in the back of your head, like, oh, the plan B is gone, the plan B is gone. If you start this, well, maybe you'll never have this other opportunity again. That can be a little bit scary, especially at a young age.
For sure. Yeah, it's terrifying. To date, what do you think the biggest risk is that you've taken, for this dream? Because you've been, actively pursuing it for a few years now, or a bit over a year.
The biggest risk, I don't know, man. Like, you just kind of put videos out on the internet. Like that stuff's permanent, and I don't put out bad stuff. It's like, oh, maybe this employer doesn't like me having my shirt off, or maybe they don't like me when I go and shotgun a high noon, or if I swear in a video or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like that's the safety net that someday just could be gone. It's a little bit scary.
For sure. Yeah, I don't know how this question's going to go. If you were to die in 10 years, 32 years old, you just dropped dead, do you think you'd still go for the same goal?
100%.
Why do you think you would?
Because it has lit a fire in my stomach that is stronger than anything else I've ever experienced. There's nothing I enjoy more than what I'm doing right now. Like, I get questions in DMs about this all the time. How do you create a routine? How do you stay so productive, motivated? It's like, it's bullshit. It's none of that. Like, I sincerely freaking love what I'm doing. And I think that's all people can ask for is really just to wake up and do something they love every single day.
For sure. That fire inside you, do you think that is like because it's like a calling, it's what you're meant to do, or do you think that just comes from being consistent for a year straight, seeing those results? Why do you think you have that fire?
It's a little bit of both. It's, you could say a calling, it's passion. Like, what is content? Content has everything to do with human nature. It has everything to do with marketing, sales, stuff, human psychology. It's just, I'm so passionate. That's all the books I read. I just want to learn. So it's a passion. Also, like, it has everything to do with consistency. At the start, is it super fun? Bro, I posted for a year and got no love. That was not fun. Like, that whole time period sucked. And I contemplated quitting every single day. But the moment you start getting good at something, I think that's it. The moment you start getting good, you can really be creative and self-express. That's when it's just the best thing in the world. And that comes from consistency. Nothing. Like, it literally comes from
Yeah. Oh, yeah. One last question. What was the last question? Okay, yeah, if you had like a quote or a motto or a saying that we should live our lives by, what do you think that would be?
It's impossible to fail it's impossible to fail if you never truly give up. I tell myself that every single day. As soon as something that comes in your head that makes you doubt something, or there's a huge failure, you get no love. You just got to remind that to yourself and think in terms of years and decades instead of days and months. That's the biggest thing. Like, you expand your goals to years, it takes a lot of pressure off. It gives you ease in the back of your head, and it gives you a sense of like self-belief. And you're like, yeah, this is actually going to be time.
I love it. Well, thank you, brother. I'm so excited to see you make this happen. Appreciate you, Joe. Yes, sir.
That's it.